Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to King Midas Collections. Finally got another one for you. We have a collection that came through. I have the latest and greatest from the modern era, aka a couple weeks ago. Takes from another world. And I picked up 4 or 5 books that interested me at the local LCS when I stopped by just to say hi to the boys. So I'm going to show you those books first. Up first, we got all these books on a deal for $60, so I was really happy about that because it's like next to nothing for a lot of this stuff. First and foremost, we're going to sell this off to my buddy, big Power Rangers fan. So picked up this Power Rangers Mega Force, more of a paper cut. Like, this is for like young adults, like a little comic slash book for young adults. But Mega Force from 2013 was one of the more popular Power Ranger lineups. This one is signed by the colorist on the 3rd page. So he's always looking for neat and obscure Power Rangers memorabilia. That one is signed by the colorist. I thought that was pretty cool, so we'll move that over to him. Next up, picked up this copy of Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 82. I mean, it's pretty beat up. It's foxed, dirt on the cover, etc., but I got it because it was wrestling related. You know, Jimmy's got him in little ankle twist there. So I thought that was pretty neat and decided I wanted to add it to the collection. Next up, y'all know I love my reprints, so I didn't pass up this Street Fighter Legends Sakura issue number 1. This is the 2nd printing. So the first printing is the same cover, except she's wearing her traditional blue garb. This one here wearing the pink. The costume swap here is indicative of all fighting games, just giving little different color palettes and different costume customizations to each one of the characters. So I thought that was pretty neat. Next up, we have Our Fighting Forces featuring the Losers, issue number 131. We beat them, guys. We're not losers anymore because he's putting down oppression. That's right. Punch a Nazi all day, every day. And then last but not least, I thought this was pretty neat. A near mint copy of this here. This is issue number 5 of Usagi Yojimbo. So typically, issue number 1 and number 2 are the only ones that you want from the first volume of this. And of course, you want the anthropomorphic books, issue 2 and 3, with Usagi's first appearance in comics. However, this is signed by our man there, Stan Sakai. So that's why we picked it up. I thought it was a no-brainer having the signature on this book. So happy to add that to the collection. Alright, next up, let's show you guys some recent pickups. So you're going to see a lot of these Mark Brooks animation variants here. I just think it's neat that he's got such a diverse style that he can make Disney-eccentric artwork and still kill it. Because he's not known for that. His artwork is pretty, I wouldn't say realistic, but definitely not cartoony like that. More of like a Federici here style. So New Gods issue number 3 is the first appearance of this character here. Cover appearance as well. So, you know, you never know. Decide to see if this character pops off in people years from now. They can go back and tell stories of this character within, not just with the New Gods, but throughout, you know, the Justice League and all other DC characters. Most notably, maybe the Green Lanterns. That seems like a character right up their alley. All right, let's move over to show you guys what's new here. So X-Men issue number 11, Swaby here doing the magic. Beautiful cover. Next up, we have another Mark Brooks variant cover. Animation style there. Of course, Gene and Scott. We have a second printing here of Ultimate Universe, 1 year in. Of course, this is Notable for having the first cover appearance here of Ultimate Wolverine for the new Ultimate line. Have a Terror and Fury number 2 with a Paul Green cover here. Star Wars Legacy of Vader issue number 1 with Kylo Ren on the cover there, E.M. Gist. And then we also picked up the Derek Chu cover. The Derek Chu, I believe, is doing each one of the cover A's for this mini series. Next up, just a Sonic issue of Sonic here, 76. Snot Girl issue 18, the Brian Lee O'Malley cover B variant. We have Mark Spears doing his rounds there in DC. I believe right now he's doing Shazam and Green Lantern. And then here and there with like Superman books. This one looks like there's a little bindery tear at the top. I believe this is Margaret Savage here on issue number 4 of Psylocke. Little variant cover there. And a Mark Brooks action again. Next up we have Savage Tales issue number 1. Joseph Michael Linsner there on the cover, of course. His favorite girls to draw. And then the Savage Tales Sudyam cover there. Next up, we have a second print of Monsters for issue number 2. Dracula holding the head of Dracula. Next up, Pablo Villalobos doing the Magic action here again, issue number 2 for that series, ongoing. There is a 1 in 50 Virgin variant of this as well. Looks better in person. Next up, another animation style variant there. Colossus got the Gaston pose going. J. Scott Campbell, Magic. Look at that outfit. It's fire outfit there. Next up, we have the Atom Project, issue number 2. This is a Lyrics cover. Can't really tell. Typically, Lyrics doesn't do multiple characters on a cover. We have New Champions, issue number 2. Derek Chu cover. So I decided to pick it up. We support the Art Germ House. Speaking of New Champions, for whatever reason, I never picked up Art Germ's variant cover for Amaranth is her name. I don't have it at all. It's like, man, it's crazy. One World Under Doom issue number 1. Of course, Doom is just taking over the Marvel books right now. We have a John Tyler Christopher variant cover there. Crossing the arms too, man. Crossing the arms too. Next up, this one's fun. I like this cover here. This is a Mike Mignola Hidden Gems cover. Typically, the Hidden Gems are 1 in 50s or 1 in 100s. So it's really cool to see that they've made it an open to order variant. And then a Rose Besh Doom cover here. I believe she did the 1 in 100 as well, version of that. Next up, we have this. I think this is Jessica Fong, who's been doing the cover A's. But we have a foil wraparound for Poison Ivy issue number 30 here. The Spaces in Between. Pretty cool. Next up, Pablo, of course, doing the Poison Ivy. And what's fun is that it's on the back too. So it is absolutely the playing card style there, which is really cool. I like that. Next up, of course, had to get ourselves Miss Poison Ivy Jenny Frison Which is interesting, they did it on the back too here. So which side is the front then? Or is it supposed to be read like that? Oh, it is, because if you open up the cardstock, those variant covers there, on the inside, the first page is the wraparound cover A. That's interesting. I'm moving over to Marvel. We have It's Jeff. 4th printing. Apparently, the first printings of anything Jeff the Land Shark are like $40 minimum. I was like, when did this happen? It's Jeff again, the Jeff verse. This is the 2nd printing for this cover here. Jeff the Land Shark blowing up thanks to Marvel Rivals. We have this awesome Gunslinger Spawn issue 40 cover. Some Heat Seeker Combustion issue number 3 by Kendrick Lim, Kunka. And then we have this awesome Jay Ferguson variant cover here. So Jay is just one of the multitude of artists that use real life models and kind of like superimpose and draw them in their own style. So it's pretty cool. Immortal Thor, this is a Torch variant. I only picked it up because it's Dan Panosian drawing Thor, who's had this. Dan Panosian's always been a fantastic artist, but for some reason within the last couple of years, he's had like this renaissance of amazing covers. They've been really, really fun to pick up. Cable, Love and Chrome, issue number 2. Animated style. More animated style. Deadpool, number 11. We have 2 Cyberpunk covers here for Psycho Squad. We have this AWA one-shot book called Cam Girl. Kind of curious what this is about, so I'll definitely be reading it. By the Tula Lotte variant cover there. Always pick up Tula. Speaking of Dan Panosian, here he is again. This is going to be a connecting cover with issue number 19, Birds of Prey. We have Sozo Micah on Batgirl, issue number 4. There is a MegaCon foil version of this as well. You guys can find online. All right, issue 62, Amazing Spider-Man. We're only showing you guys this because it's a reprint. This is the 2nd printing, but the cover is different. So always, always, always a big fan of reprints having different artwork on the cover. And here's issue 67, the Scotty variant. We have this beautiful Matas, Sonia Matas, Grim Tales of Terror, issue number 2. Right? I hope so. I hope I got that right. Let's open it up. Because I'm like, oh man, it might be. It is not. It is Abendanza. Yeah, I knew it. I knew I was going to get that wrong. Pierre Luigi. Got me again. It looks like a Sun Kumanaki cover. Gotchaman Only One Earth. This is the issue number 1 from Mad Cave. Getting all the Gotchaman stuff. The Battle of the Planet stuff. It's fantastic. Exorcism at 1600 pen. Of course, this is an homage to The Exorcist. This really fun Eddie Brock Carnage cover here, homaging Venom Lethal Protector. We have this awesome Raza Absolute Superman issue number 4. Alien Armageddon showing face again, issue number 2. There is, of course, a NSFW cover of this without her top on as well, if you're so inclined to go search it out. And last but not least, this is kind of a troll thing to buy, but you never know. People are weird and think that these Frank Miller covers are amazing. So if we're going to get amazing Frank Miller covers, why not get the most rare of the ones that they're putting out? Not any of these 1 in 100 virgins, but how about a 1 in 25 second print virgin for Ultimate Universe 1 year later. Look at this. It's the maker too. I don't know if they're going to do anything special with the maker, but Frank Miller is off his rockers. That's all. I don't know what else to say about that. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to show you guys is this neat little collection that came in. Somebody's just kind of moving on from their comics. Basically just a reader. He's just started reading, went to the local comic shop here, specifically Third Eye Comics. So there's going to be a lot of Third Eye variants over the years that he ended up buying. But you can tell, like, he was into indies, he was into Batman, he had the Thor God of Thunder run, and a couple other miscellaneous things. So it wasn't much, and of course, any Rebirth, Nightwing, Batman, Detective Comics, none of that stuff is really accrued value, but the New 52 stuff has, so we're going to show you that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and start with Southern Bastards #1, the Third Eye Comics variant cover. You don't typically see that anywhere. So cool to see that. Southern Bastards for a while, I think he got optioned at one point. That issue #1 did have some value for a time. What was interesting about this is that he had every single issue of multiple Warheads from Image, and I believe the OG was like Oni Press or something, but I can't seem to find that variant cover. This one is the cover A for multiple Warheads. The one I showed you previous, though, nobody seems to have that cover. Like, I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist because it obviously I just showed it to you guys, but sometimes these online comic book cataloging sites they can't catch all the variants. So this is the one that surprised me the most. So from Oni Press, multiple Warheads from 2007. This is like the first one. So this is like a $50 book. So I was very, very surprised to find out that was $50. I didn't have this copy of Superior Spider-Man, the final issue. I have 2 of the variants of it, but I didn't have a cover A. So I wanted to hold on to that, not listed on the website. More of the Superior Spider-Man run is on deepincollectibles.com. So if you're interested in that series, check it out. It is actually a fantastic read. I actually recommend reading Superior Spider-Man. It was really, really good. So there are a lot of these, the lenticulars, again, from that time period, right? The issue #23 had this Villain of the Month run for almost every single DC book. So the Harley, I think there's a Killer Croc, and the Joker are the ones that you want to have some value to them. And then what's funny is that some of the lenticulars are the pricey ones, but then some of the second print normal non-lenticular villain covers are actually worth more, so be on the lookout for those. Alright, trying to get through some of the ones that you guys don't really, it doesn't matter if you guys need to see it. So we had the first 6 issues of Rat Queens. Some of them were cover A's, some of them were cover B's. But again, it was that time period, right? And he had every single issue of Saga. That was like his main book. And here's the issue 1. But he's not selling Saga. He wants to actually keep Saga. And he has some CGC graded books that he's keeping. He has 2 Saga #1's first printings in a 9.8, and both of them have remarks on them. So that is really, really cool. He had some Tokyo Ghost. I know that at one point also got optioned, I believe. So cool to see that. But he only had the first 5 issues. Let's see. He has this copy of Prophet here, the gold issue #1. So the gold is, you don't typically see the gold. So I thought that was kind of funny that that was like the oldest book that he had. Some more Third Eye variant covers here, pretty deadly. Not sure who the artist is on that, like, kitty one. This is cool. He had some of these Dark Knight Part 3 books, several variants of it. This one is an Artgerm cover that I didn't have. So fun to have that. Not only did he have that, but he also had the black and white. So cool to see them both. And then keeping the Third Eye tradition, right? This is the Third Eye. Oh my God, Brian Bolin cover. Almost, I wanted to keep saying Azzarello for some reason, but absolutely, Azzarello drew the interiors. We have a second print of Revival, Jenny Frison here, issue number 1. We have a Young Romance Valentine's Day special. Kenneth Rocafort on the cover there. That book has a little bit of value on it. We have this sick Theros issue number 1, Magic the Gathering, with the High Tide still in there. So he never opened this. It was still in its... the book is still encased. It's still wrapped. Next up we have this awesome Jim Lee San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Superman Unchained number 1. This is San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Came out a couple years later for Justice League number 1, New 52. Nice little blank variant there. Real fun here. I like this one here. Batman 21. This is San Diego Comic-Con exclusive variant cover here. So typically issue number 21 is just like a black cover, but then you see like the silhouette of Batman in the shadow there, which is kind of cool. Batman 66, the Toy Biz Mattel Comic-Con exclusive cover here. Had this on my wish list for a while, so very, very fun to have. I'm not really sure where he got the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, but maybe Third Eye had them and he bought them there. Here we go again with the lenticular. Here's the Joker lenticular. A couple others here. Superior Spider-Man number 1. It's Adam Hughes Magic Order issue number 1. Probably one of his like least sought after covers because you can't tell that it's an Adam Hughes book. He had the first 8 issues of Sex Criminals, but we'll only show you the first one because obviously that is the most important one to show off. Then we have this awesome Third Eye Comics variant for Bob's Burgers number 1. Surprisingly, these Bob Burgers comics, if you guys find them in the wild, absolutely pick them up. They all have a lot of value attached to them. Cartoon books, I tell you what. Final issue of Batman Incorporated, issue number 13. This is the 1 in 25 variant. We have a Hellboy in Hell, issue number 1. I think it went either 7 or maybe 8 or 9 issues. But one of the finer Hellboy miniseries. I highly recommend getting a trade of that and reading it. What else we got here? We have a Art Germ Batgirl, some of his early comic book work. Got a variant cover for East of West number 1. And then there was like the Ghost variant. You don't see that very often. Descender number 1. Really like this series. Very fun book. This Phantom variant here for Nailbiter, issue number 1. Wicked and Divine number 1. That used to have some value attached to it. And then an Elephant Man, because I'm trying to like complete this entire series here. So issue 43, very, very fun to see that. Of course, you want to find the J. Scott Campbell covers. I believe there's also, I can't remember who else did them, but there's some really rare variant covers in the Elephant Man run. We have a Moon Knight issue number 1. Then we have a signed Dream Thief number 1, which is kind of cool. Jay Nitz and Greg Smallwood on the signatures, and not only that, they also signed the art print on the back too. We have the entire Thor God of Thunder run. So there's the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher, which people claim was ruined in the movie. Issue number 5. And then issue number 6. So 2, 5, and 6 are the big ones that have some value attached to them. I believe 8 as well. So you had the first 14 issues of that. And then let's show you guys the best of the best here. The cool stuff. These are all signed too, which makes it fun. So first up is another San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for Harley Quinn. Issue number 1 invades the Comic-Con International San Diego event. So this is the black and white background cover, because obviously Harley's in color, but what's notable about it is that, boom, Amanda Conner's signature on it as well. So not only is this the black and white, that's the hardest one to find, it is also signed by Mrs. Amanda Conner. Next up, we have a Talon number 1. Pretty fun, because it is signed as well. Scott Snyder on the signature there. Ah, man, here we go. First official appearance, Court of the Owls, on issue number 6. Boom, double signature, signed Greg Capullo, signed Scott Snyder. Not to be outdone, issue number 2 has the Capullo and Snyder signature on them. Capullo did the yellow to the left. See Snyder there on the right in the black on the helicopter. And then last but not least, man, the number 1 Capullo and Scott Snyder signatures. First print, good to see it. Probably the best run. What's funny, so he had Detective Comics as well. And when the New 52 dropped, that Detective Comics was the one people were wanting to read, because Joker cut his face off. Literally cut his face off, dropped it off, disappeared. Nothing is more creepier. That is the most creepy thing ever. And so you think Detective is going to be the run that you need to, read. It ends up being that Batman, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo run that really gets the notoriety, and it's the one that people remember, and it puts Scott Snyder on the map. Prior to that, he was doing horror stuff. He was working with Dark Horse and doing some Image stuff. And then he did the Black Mirror run on Detective right before they rolled into the New 52. And that's where, all right, let's get this guy on Batman. So they gave him Batman duties, and the rest is history. Last but not least, let's end it. This video is long, giving you a 30-minute bop. But you never really see this guy's signature very often, so it's cool to see this. We have Batman 666, first appearance of Damian Wayne as Batman, a future Batman. They jumped the timeline in this book. As you can see, right below the Batman, it's kind of looking like it's stuck in the clouds, in the bellows of the smoke. But that is a Grant Morrison signature right under the Batman logo. I wish you guys could see it. You kind of make it out that there's a signature there. Excuse me. Boom. Nice to have the signature on a premiere book, one of his best runs that he wrote, and on a key book nonetheless. So it's really cool to have. Man, I did a lot of talking. My throat's feeling it. As you can see, I was coughing up. I need some water. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Try to make it not as long-winded. Skip through. You guys just want to see the covers. I get it. Do all that great social media stuff, guys. Instagram, deepinkcollectibles.com for a lot of these books you're going to see listed on the website. Can't wait to continue showing off more books and picking up more collections in 2025. So until the next one comes through the doors, we'll see you then, guys. Bag and Boredom. We out.